Dehydration and heat exhaustion are two illnesses that we see in the field during the spring and the summer months. Today, we're going to talk about how you can tell the difference between simple dehydration and heat exhaustion. We'll be using my book today, Wilderness First Aid Made Easy, and we'll be looking at page 22. So let's start with simple dehydration. Signs and symptoms. Our patient is going to be complaining of thirst. They may complain of a mild headache. Now, one thing that we want to look at is let's look at skin presentation of our patient. A patient that is simply dehydrated, their skin is still going to be pink and warm. And remember, just like we teach in the course, for those patients that have a dark complexion, two places we can check for skin color. One is the nail beds, and the other is to pull back their lower lip and look there. That will show you whether our patient is pink, our patient is pale, or our patient is red and flushed. So let's check there. A patient that's simply dehydrated, their skin is going to be pink and warm. And we can see here exactly what we need to do. We need to provide our patient some water, some electrolytes if we have them. Now, here is the key, and this is the thing that you want to look for. You want to make sure that your patient is not transitioning over to heat exhaustion. And for that patient that is transitioning over to heat exhaustion, there are three key things that we will be looking for, and one is skin presentation. Their skin is no longer pink and warm. It is pale and cool. And we can go two more steps further by going ahead and taking their pulse rate and their respiratory rate. And a patient that is transitioning over to heat exhaustion, their respiratory rate will be up and their pulse rate will be up slightly. It will be in the higher end of the normal range for the patient. This is why a patient that is in heat exhaustion or transitioning over to heat exhaustion is hypovolemic. That means their blood volume is down. And when the blood volume goes down, that means the blood pressure goes down. So the body is going to want to compensate, try to raise up that blood pressure. And so to do that, the body will vasoconstrict the blood vessels in the extremity and the skin, thus the pale skin presentation, and the body will also increase the heart rate and the respiratory rate slightly. Now, your patient that is transitioning over to heat exhaustion will have additional signs and symptoms. They may complain of feeling lethargic, feeling tired, dizzy, may even complain of nausea. But the signs that we're looking for is that skin presentation. The skin is pale. And what we can measure, the slightly elevated respiratory rate and the slightly elevated heart rate. That's how you're going to tell the difference between someone who is simply dehydrated or someone that is transitioning over to heat exhaustion. We'll see here, heat exhaustion is completely field treatable. We need to remove the patient from the heat. We need to get them into some shade. We need to cool them off. We need to give them water with electrolytes, give them small, frequent sips, and we're going to want to monitor them for a good 30 minutes. And that's how we can tell the difference between dehydration and heat exhaustion. Hey, if you want to learn more, go into the video description. I have lots of links there. Links to Wilderness First Aid Made Easy, the book. Also, the apps that are available on the Google Play and Apple App Store. And also links to my online Wilderness First Aid courses. Be trained, Be prepared. Be someone's hero.